What is up, guys? This is DJ Kosmo here, and today I'm just gonna be helping you guys with some basics on FL Studio. So, the first basic thing that I want to talk about is play, stop, tempo. Just basically this couple things right here. Play, obviously, play the pattern or song, which I'll get into in a sec. Stop, obviously, is to stop. Space is like a hotkey for it. And tempo, faster or higher is faster, slower is lower. These are if you have different patterns, so you can go in between them. Like, let's say I had my first pattern, which was my kick, and then my second, which was clapping. I could go between them like this. So, what I'm going to show you today is mostly what my friend asked me to show. So we're going to start out by going to our playlist, which we can view obviously with the hotkey F5, and then, or we can use view to playlist. I'm just going to use a hotkey just to show it works. Haha, it does. I hope that wasn't bounded to anything else. That would be tragic. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys automation clips. Now, automation clips are awesome. Like, they can be used for so many things. And so it's really good you know how to use them before you try to do anything too serious. So, today I will be trying to fade in a kick. Just a simple kick, just one on each beat. And if you didn't know, you can actually do this much quicker if you're doing this over a large span by clicking fill each 4 steps. Each one of these little squarey rectangle things are a step. So we do 4 steps, automatically it's just this. So if we play it, it'll just sound like on the tempo. So what we're going to do is switch over to song, and since this is a pattern, this playlist is our song. Now I'm going to choose a source clip from up here, which is basically a pattern or an automation clip, which I'll show in a sec. So pattern 1, which is this one over here, we're just going to lay this out over here. And, oops, my bad. And you just do this by clicking and holding the left mouse button and then deleting it by clicking and holding the right mouse button. Then the other thing is, automation clips. Oh, another thing, if you want to select all of these, let's say, and then paste them right here, copy and paste them over there, you'd hold Control, click, and drag to highlight all of them, and then hold Shift, click, and drag, and then you can paste it all over there. It's very handy. So we're going to go into our mixer, which will help us with using an automation clip. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fade in the kick, and then I will fade in a snare with a delay on it, which will sound very nice for a good build-up. So we're going to make a new pattern, which will be find first empty, and we won't have to name it right now. And again, I will put each one on tempo. So we open up our mixer by clicking this right here. That'll also close it, by the way. And now kicks are all of these in the default for FL Studio. FL Studio is automatically assigned to each mixer. So if I press kick and play it, you can see it's already through here. And if I press snare, it already plays through here. So if it wasn't like this, what you do is you would right click on an insert, say select link selected channels to this track, and it'll name it whatever the sample is. So I'm just going to do this so you guys can tell. I'll just do it to 2. So we're working with a kick and a snare. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to fade in the kick to about right here. Now once I do that, I want it to stay constant throughout the rest. And then I want my snare just to come in right here, and then the delay will fade in which will sound very nice. I'm going to rename my second pattern, which by clicking this, you can go in between patterns. I'm going to rename this one snare, and I'll rename the other one kick. So there you go. Now they're named, it's a lot easier. So now that we have kick, I'm going to put the snare down, and whichever one you're in will automatically be chosen over here, just so you know. So let's say I want to fade in the kick. This is the volume right here. Another thing, volume, is right here, this volume knob. And you can tell over in the upper left-hand corner what that is like. It automatically starts at 80%, so we'll just leave it like that. And now, right now, we're going to switch over to the song pattern. And you'll hear the kick and then the snare just come in. But with automation clips, it'll sound a lot different. So what we're going to do is we're going to automate the kick, by right-clicking right here and then clicking on Create Automation Clip, which will make this. But I only wanted it to go right here to the 5th bar. So we're going to delete it, and there you go. And then hold Control again, drag, and highlight all of this. Now what this will do, when I create an automation clip, will make it just as big as what I highlighted, which is really useful. So we're going to fade it in from about, let's say, 10%-ish. Now this part right here, which you can hold and drag up and down, will how fast and slow it fades in. So we're going to want it to fade in just about in the middle. It sounds good, just a little bit bent. And then, so if you were to listen to it without the automation clip, it would just sound like. But with, which you can select the automation clip from where you could select patterns, it will sound something like this. As you can see, it's kind of building up. But once we get to the snare over here, I just did that by clicking, okay, it'll just sound like. But what I want the snare to do is to have a delay on it. So we're going to add right here we're going to click on the snare. We're going to click right here and choose Delay Bank. Now we're not going to mess with this, but this is what the delay does. It adds a delay to the sound. So if you listen to it here in the pattern, it'll sound like. As you can tell, it kind of does a delay. I'll just play one note. So we won't mess too much with the delay itself, but what we will do is we'll highlight the snare, and then we will right-click on this knob right here, which controls how loud, or basically how much the delay affects the snare sample. So we're going to click on Automation Clip for this, and then we'll also fade in the delay. Now this I want to be kind of quick and then kind of stay. So what's going to happen is the kick is going to fade in, and then the snare with the delay will fade in. And what I want to do also is to fade in the snare itself. So we're just going to click, right-click, automation clip, the volume on the snare, and then we're going to start at maybe 40% and do this. So there you go, 3 automation clips, automating 3 things, and at the end of this will be the end of my commentary. So if you guys like this, go ahead and subscribe. I will be doing videos like this as much as I can. And I kind of want to apologize for the mic, because I know it isn't great, but it's the best I can do. So sorry about that, guys. But I hope this helped you. And if it did, let me know in the comments and by liking the video. You can also let me know in the comments if you want me to do anything in particular, or anything else, if you just want to talk about anything. I don't really care. So we're just going to listen to this, and that'll be the end of the video, guys. Thanks for watching.